I want to show you a little bit more about how stupid this nation is. You know this because you're smart enough to be watching Here and Now, of course, but there are new developments that emphasise and compound the stupidity, and we need to explain all this as often as we can to as many people as possible. We've had an enormous amount in this country, an enormous amount historically, of cheap, reliable energy. It's been the envy of other nations, but have a look what we've done with it. Yeah, as you know, we've deliberately imposed policies that have undercut the economics of coal-fired power, forcing it out of the market deliberately, and then we've demolished the old power stations so there's no chance they could be restarted if we ever needed them. The latest plant to close is Liddell in New South Wales Hunter Valley. Just this week it was closed, and they're so excited about demolishing that they've released an animated video showing what the demolition will look like when they get around to doing that. Joy of joys, hey? Getting rid of energy because of the desire to reduce emissions. The only trouble, of course, is that we haven't replaced that energy yet. So we haven't got the energy supply that we need. We've created an energy supply crisis with warnings of shortfalls and blackouts to come in the future. They don't call us the clever country for nothing, do they? We continue to largely turn our back on gas-fired generation, which is proven technology, a plentiful resource and a flexible source of power with half the emissions of coal. And we won't have a bar of nuclear energy, again, proven technology and a resource we've got in spades, and it doesn't produce any emissions at all. Instead, we're conducting a massive national experiment by moving to renewables plus storage, a model that has not worked anywhere else in the world yet, and a model that led in South Australia to their first ever statewide blackout because they ran ahead of the nation on renewables. Now, as part of this madness, former Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull tipped bucket loads of taxpayers' money into yet another experiment, the pumped hydro project in the Snowy Mountains, Snowy 2.0.
I am a nation-building Prime Minister, believe me, and this is a nation-building project. These are big dreams in these mountains, real courage, a belief in the future, a confidence in Australia.
Big dreams, real courage. Well, not so much. So far, this project has pumped more money than water. And as I told you back in February, it's turning into an ideologically driven energy disaster. Remember, this Snowy Hydro 2.0 project was announced by Malcolm Turnbull 6 years ago with the predicted cost of $2 billion. It was supposed to produce electricity by 2025, bolstering our energy security. But Snowy Hydro has now admitted that its costs have blown out to $6 billion, and there are reports already that it could be more like $8 billion. That's a 400% cost blowout, and with the tunnelling machine now stuck, the dollars are going to be mounting daily, aren't they? Oh, and they've admitted they won't produce any electricity now until at least 2027, at least another 4 years. Well, now another update. It's even worse. The project's new CEO says it might not be online until 2029, and experts expect the cost to blow out beyond $10 billion. This is a disaster. And remember, this project doesn't actually produce any extra electricity. It just stores hydropower till we need it. The politicians who love to spruik their net zero plans are suddenly on the defensive.
We've got a responsibility to keep the lights on.
We have to bring the Australian people with us on this journey, and that means being open and transparent about the challenges.
Well, that is rubbish. They've never been transparent about the challenges. They keep telling us that renewable energy is the cheapest and the cleanest solution and that we can run a grid on more than 80% renewables. They're attempting to do what's never been done. They're doing it with your money. It's sending your power bills soaring, and it's likely to leave you short of power. Too many people believe this spin because too few politicians are prepared to argue against it. So we're living in a net zero dream world at the moment, and most people won't notice until the lights go out.